MJ, what's good, brother? How you feeling?
Turn me up. We live? We live?
Yeah, I turned you up, B. We live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feeling good, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Like you say, another day above. It ain't nothing to complain about. Like you told me years ago.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We know Trump got elected. We already went through that phase. We saw Syria has fallen, and Assad is now going. And I thought it was interesting, personally, and funny that as soon as they fell, the first thing Israel did was destroy the Navy bases that Iran had built for them that were in the buffer zone, and then also destroy all their Air Force bases. So, meanwhile, while Syrians are celebrating in the street, uh, there's also getting stuff destroyed for them to be able to defend themselves. So, as me and you always talk about, while they're showing you greatness in one thing, on the other end, they're backdooring you. And right now, it's great. I heard the Assad regime and all the daggone celebration, and I wasn't there, so I'm not judging the Syrian people. But they also got to understand who armed who with what weapons, because there's three groups of rebels. So who armed who with what weapons, and why did they get rid of Assad, and why was that okay to get rid of Assad? Uh, because even they say some of these militia groups, they were some of them were offshoots of certain ISIS and Al Qaeda. As I sent you that email, and Al Qaeda was the one who supposedly was, responsible for 9/11. But me and you wasn't born yesterday. We know what the United States of America is doing. They're always in somebody else's business, messing with somebody else's government, manipulating shit behind closed doors, and throwing you one thing while stealing the other. I do think it was funny seeing people in the comment section saying, "What is Israel doing in Syria?" when they said that Gaza was the problem. What they doing with Lebanon? So it's a lot of foolishness to me. But as I thought, as soon as I seen it, I said, okay, if they're letting you overthrow Assad, then obviously Assad was a threat to something. So it just makes it easy for them to take it over. And as you see, as soon as he was going, y'all celebrating in the streets. Meanwhile, they destroying equipment. They ain't even destroyed the equipment in Afghanistan.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, isn't that curious? Like, okay, like we left you. Like when we left Afghanistan, we just hauled tail there and jump ship. We ain't destroyed nothing. But like you said, all of a sudden, the small hands got carte blanche to they
I
got
was
carte
waiting for that
blanche.
term.
Yeah, they got carte blanche to basically flatten parts of Syria. But here's Corey, man. We've been talking. It's ironic, right? That the last time we talked, I mentioned this, and this is because remember, this all happened within 10 days. Man, Syria fell
Yeah,
within
like I
ten
mean, I
days,
just
man.
posted. I mean, we just posted probably the last episode. Yeah, with it had to be within the last 2 weeks, and in that last 2 weeks, all this shit didn't happen.
Right, and the last time we spoke, I had talked about these 7 countries that the PNAC, the Project for the New American Century, had outlined back in the 90s that they wanted to destabilize, and they set up for regime change. Those 7 countries: Somalia, Sudan, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Lebanon,
Yes,
Syria.
yes, you did. Yes, you
Right.
did. Yes, you did.
So this is all you're seeing is the culmination of long range planning. These people, they've been planning this for years. But the crazy thing about it is, man, people think that these leaders are adversarial. No, they are working together. They are working together. These people, these elites, these leaders, you notice, man, the only people that really suffer from these wars are general population. The elites all benefit from the wars. They all get
Right.
So you saw all the elites. They got out of Syria before all this jumped off. So I went to Moscow, right?
Yeah.
Apparently with billions of euros. Um, look for similar stuff that happened in the Ukraine, right? When they finally just figure out what they're gonna do with that. Watch the same thing. They're gonna give Zelensky, he's gonna get a pass, and he's gonna take a bunch of money, and he's gonna go somewhere else. But in the meantime, you see that citizens of these countries is being reduced. Populations are being reduced because that's the whole objective. This is a tried and true formula. They keep running the same play over and
And
over.
that's what I was saying, bro. You seen when I text you, like, how do y'all not see this right in front of y'all damn face?
Exactly. It's the same formula. The same damn formula over and over. And people just fall for the okie doke. Like, I just don't get it, man.
Me either. And you said people say you mean for being impatient. It's like, yo, you see, it's like with black people. It's like, in my situation, you'll see the person that you call when you need help is me first. You'll do this, you need first. But then as soon as somebody else, they little cool, they little charismatic. They don't have the character I got, but they a little fun to be right here. You listen to everything they say and you forget about this and that, and you start doing some sucker stuff. Then when I cut you off and I don't feel sorry for you, you act like you don't get it. And it's like, no, you get it very well. You just thought that you was that cool that somebody was just going to deal with your sucker shit. Nah, you can go out in the real world and see how hard it is to be around good people. People love good gen. You see these rich ass people who don't look nothing like me. They trust me with everything, but your broke ass, me trying to help black people out, you don't see it, but you just so caught up in all this hoolah that you don't see good character and good people. So you're willing to flush that down the toilet for 5 minutes of feeling good. And this is what I see in the situation. It's celebration in the streets, they dancing and all this is. But now you don't have no army to defend yourself. You don't have no air to defend yourself. Israel couldn't F with Syria because they knew that they couldn't do nothing. The day that he going in the buffer zone, places they hadn't been in years, like, come on, man.
Hey, look, it's the holiday season, right? We just got over just got through with Thanksgiving. We going into Christmas. Look, them Syrians, those people dancing in the street, they don't understand what they're dancing to. Their country is getting ready to be carved up like a Christmas turkey.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what you just said. Like y'all dancing in the and I think it's funny that Fox News didn't put nothing on. They always talking about this as a threat. They ain't say nothing about Israel in Syria, but some of the other stations did. And I thought it was funny. Like, yeah, even people in the comments said, like, yeah, what are they doing in Syria? Oh, it's always them. Oh, it's never a big problem. Like, I just thought it was funny how people were waking up like, yo, why y'all always in somebody else's country, but y'all talking about y'all have the right to defend yourselves?
No, here's the kicker, bro. Here's the kicker. This is the wild part. It's a bunch of different countries that's figuring to go in there and set up shop. Like you got the small hat up, you know what I mean? They done took the prime real estate up on the hill. The small hats posted up on the hill, right? Then on the other side, you got Turkey. They done took the upper half part.
Yeah, Turkey got their hand in it too.
Yeah, Turkey, they done took a slice, and then you got the U.S. The U.S. got of course, the U.S. got prime real estate. They got where all the oil is.
Yeah, cause isn't that funny how they support the Kurds, and the Kurds are where most of the oil reserves are at.
Of course, and then here's the ultimate, right? All those people that came in, rebels, the rebels that they said took over Syria and forced out Assad, and then them are the ones that was on the terrorist list.
Right.
Right?
That was what my man said in the that was what my man said in the daggone the Iranian dude.
Yeah, but here's the dirty little secret. Them dudes, they don't have loot, right? Them terrorist dudes, they don't have loot. Who are they getting their weapons from?
Right.
Whose army? The very same people that are carving up Syria right now.
Right.
All those rebel groups have been armed by Turkey, the U.S., um, small hats, and some of them Iran.
Right.
But we know that this is a lot of it's a lot of black budget, um, clandestine, like really underground type of maneuvers going on that the general public has no knowledge of. We don't have any frame of reference regarding how these people are moving when they think to carve up a country. This is some really high level deviant type of activity where what I mean that you're sacrificing people and taking their land and carving it up.
And as me and you say all the time, blind you on one side while stealing from you on the other.
Come on, man. Come on, man. It's the same old formula they use it over and over. Use it over and over, man.
Yeah, y'all, like you said, you got three countries that don't have nothing involved with your country picking it apart. Like people always talk about, it's funny they always try to tell you who's the worst person when they do these things, and I just started thinking about it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, hold up. Y'all tell me that uh, North Korea is a dictator and all this other stuff. No, North Korea, you may not agree with what he said, but North Korea, he understand one thing: these motherfuckers trying to steal my country from me, and I ain't having that shit. China, the same thing. Russia, the same. You notice they don't fool with no country that can back themselves.
But Corey, here's the dealio, man. Here's the dealio. They got regular Gen Pop operating on one set of standards and rules, while they operate on another.
Right.
So while Gen Pop believes in all these borders and all these geographic boundaries and all that, they don't operate like that. They don't operate no borders. These are imaginary things that have been put in place, again, to control mass groups of people.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But at that elite level, these people don't operate up to most borders. They got, like I said, they work together, man. This is why the leaders of the opposition, right?
Yeah.
Whoever leads the opposition, whether it's the leaders in China, the leaders in Russia, the small hat leaders, they all got their training in the West. Right?
Yeah.
They all have been trained outside of their own nation.
Wasn't Netanyahu born here or something like that?
Of course.
He was born here, got a degree. Right, got a degree here and everything.
Of course. The same thing with the dude, the guy that's running Iran right now. I don't know what they call him. I'm not up on Iranian hierarchy, but he was trained in the West. We know that Putin. We know he was directly involved with the West via Kissinger, because the KGB and the CIA were working together along with the Mossad were working together.
Right.
So, like I said, these people don't care nothing about no boundaries. That's for Gen Pop, man.
Yeah.
That's why these they have homes, they have chalets, they have mansions all over the planet, right?
They always in somebody else's shit, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It makes no sense. They always in somebody else's shit.
Yeah, that's how it works, bro.
They continue to be in other people's business, and I just don't understand it. And people sit back and they just like act like they don't see it, and it's crazy to me, MJ. It's really crazy to me. Like, they really are in other people's shit, and y'all sit back and y'all let them be in other people's shit, and y'all don't say nothing about it. And it's like with black people here. We'll give you this in the news. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, we doing some bullshit.
Yeah, bro. bro. But you gotta ask yourself, man, like really, who does all this instability benefit? Really, like,
The USA, we know that.
right? Who does it really benefit? Because in my mind, I don't see the United States. I don't see us progressing. I see the United States in decline.
Yeah, you've said that. You said that a lot, my brother. You said that a lot. You said, "Yeah, I've seen it," and that's what I don't get. Like why do we keep trying to do that? And I also wonder, is that why they don't like Trump as much, because he's not as much of a globalist as the rest of them.
Bro, like I said, if you really understand the nature of things, the only class that's winning are the ownership class.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. When I think about all the stuff that's happening, I think about JFK's assassination. I think about MLK's assassination. Y'all say y'all want non-peaceful people, so what was the reason for that? And it was just MLK found a way to mind fuck them back. Y'all say, oh, y'all can't be violent, and he showed the whole world and he embarrassed them. It's just like, it's just it's some slime ball shit, bro. It's some slime ball shit, and I just don't understand how people don't see that. And then I looked at the news channels and I said, CNN ain't reporting this, Fox ain't reporting this, but yet they'll sit here and talk about October whatever for days and days out and hostages and this, and it's just like, okay, But when I seen the certain channels that, like certain small hat owned channels, the people in the comment section were saying, well, what about Turkey? Turkey's doing this. Like, motherfucker, we ain't talking about Turkey. We talking about you. You said you had the right to self defense. This ain't got nothing to do with self defense. You just destroying other people's defense system so you can take the shit over.
Yeah, man. Like now you're starting to really get to the crux of the issue because, like I said, you got to look at who benefits from all this chaos and destruction, man. Like it's only one country that benefits from all the destabilization in that region of the world, right? That we've been talking about.
So now you can look like you playing hero and sending aid to the places. It's like the shit I see with the American economy when people were like, "Oh, the economy was this and that." I said, "Listen, these motherfuckers in Washington created this problem so then they can make it seem like they wouldn't save the problem by donating this or creating that. They created the problem in the first fucking place, and y'all don't even see that."
Yeah.
You can go from COVID to a whole bunch of other examples where it's just like, let's create this problem and act like we came up with this big cure, like we doing a job. Like, motherfucker, the problem wasn't there. You created it to keep bullshit going.
Fact, yeah, no question, man. A lot of that going on.
It's the same. It's like you said. It's the same thing in them countries. That's the play. Let's create chaos, and then 10, 20 years from now, let's act like. But the same shit happened in '79 with the Shah in Iran. Like the dude, like you said on the first podcast, where you got in the back seat with the dude, and you said those names, and it's like it's bullshit. We know Iraq has Babylon. Every time they want to steal some artifacts or steal some history from one of them ancient lands, that we hear come the bullshit.
Yeah, man. I think we in for a real like challenging next couple of months, man. Because apparently we know we're in a transition. We know we've been in a transition for a while, but I just think things are starting to accelerate. And when you start seeing all of these anomalies and all of this chaos, you can be sure that there's something really impactful to follow. You know what I mean? Like if you look at any of your major events of where you like the most impactful event we've had in the last really 70 years, 50 years is 9/11. And if you look at all the events leading up to 9/11, a lot of chaotic stuff happened.
Yeah, and it's kind of right. It's like the world's weird. It's like even when I was watching this documentary on this German person, he in his 70s or his 80s, he said, yeah, a lot of times, the generation afterwards, we would make stuff easier, or we tried to make sure bad things didn't happen because we didn't want them to know what it was like during World War II, because it was horrible around here. And I think a lot of Americans did that, but it's like people get money hungry and they get power hungry, and it's just like then here come the bloodthirsty stuff. I mean, just think about in the '80s when you was young, remember when they blew all the servicemen up in Lebanon back then.
Oh yeah, man. I can definitely recall those times, man. Particularly, like you said, early '80s, late '70s. A lot of turmoil going on. A lot of that was a transition period. You know,
Yeah.
of course, that's when they busted all the unions, um, and basically the corporation started taking over. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. That we going to do a show on that because you can tell me about that because it was different with the unions, and when we can talk about Jimmy Hoffa disappearing, you're right because the unions are different. Yeah, the unions were totally different than the corporations, and I think that's a show in itself where you can break it down to the people.
fact, that
Yeah,
totally different environment.
yeah. So as of recent, since we last talked, there's a person who was, and they're not 13 now, but they're in their 30s now, and they have accused celebrity A, B, and C being present. Celebrity A being Sean Diddy Combs. Oh no, Sean Diddy Combs, and celebrity B being Sean Jay Z Carter, and they won't name the other celebrity that was there. This lawyer who filed it is known as a liar, known as a scam artist, known as, and I'm not saying that Jay Z's all innocent. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but this guy's known as a scam artist, known as somebody tries to extort people. Um, so to me, from what I've seen from the beginning, there's a lot of stuff me and you people out. They playing the game, saying, "All right, let's do what Diddy did, and let's do a fishing." See, a lot of the people do fishing now with these lawsuits. Like, let me fish and see if somebody will settle with me to get it going away quick, to see if I can make some more money. And then when they don't get the money, you know, it switches up. Initially, this lawsuit was filed in October. Didn't get the buzz one. Then they refiled it and added Jay Z's name to it. The girl did an interview with NBC. She says yes, there's inconsistencies in my story. I'm gonna tell you the story now. It's a dude I cut off that I used to be friends with back in 2005. MJ, this nut, he the main one, always trying to act like he the moral police, but he can't keep his dick in his pants. He bringing chicks to my house. He got his chick. I'm being a good friend. I'm making sure I'm keeping his chick's head up, so they don't break up. And when he get caught bringing the other chick to my house, he tried to throw me in the middle of the mess. And I remember all the conversations and everything. Just this is 2005. This is when I had, like I tell you all the time, my awakening in college. Where I'm just like, if you ain't with me and you a friend and you bring me more stress than you bring me more peace, I ain't wasting my time fucking with you no more. You ain't worth my time or my energy. I don't need you. I'm on a path to do certain things in my life. So, and I know you made the comment last night. We were talking like, there's going to be some inconsistent because it was 24 years. But in my situation, when somebody did me dirty, I remember all the conversations, all the details, all the bullshit people said. And, with this guy being who he is, and this is also the problem with all these YouTube gossip channels, but that's for the final section of the podcast. Motherfuckers, need to get up off their ass and work and try and do something. I'm really sick and tired of, especially sisters, our black women, or black women in general. You know, when it comes to Cosby, when it comes to R. Kelly, when it comes to, they're the first person to try and take down a black billionaire, and it's fine if they did something wrong. But I guarantee you, there's a shitload of more white billionaires that have done way more wild, crazy shit, and nobody says it. And I think the mentality of us, as I see the gossip channels from what I was talking to you earlier about just the college football player, is nobody has a fucking family, MJ. Everybody's worried about somebody else's relationship instead of their own. Everybody's worried about all this stupid shit instead of raising their kids. And the funny thing that be making me laugh is all these people in this comment section talking about shit. Little Pookie and Ray Ray down the street that done shit 10 times worse, and you just being quiet about it. That's why your neighborhood is a shithole. Because you sit here worried about what a celebrity doing rather than fixing what's in front of you. But I think it's odd that they passed a law saying between 2023 and 2025, you have this 2 year period to bring up a lawsuit against anybody who you say may have done you wrong. I think it's also interesting what Dame Dash said how the state of New York wanted to buy Reasonable Doubt Masters, not a company. He's starting to wonder if all this shit is a setup. So it's a lot of shit going on. And I tell you, rappers now, y'all better stop getting in bed with these politicians, especially as MJ calls these demon rats. Because these motherfuckers try and give you money just so they can take it back from you or so they can take the power from you if they think you getting too powerful. They never just gonna give you their power over. Play your lane, play it smart. That's a lot of reason why people don't like Minister Farrakhan, but he knew his circle. He knew how to maneuver people. He knows CIA and, mother effing FBI has been in this circle, but he's always maneuvered it right because he knows it's a setup. Any black man out there that's doing something great, understand it's a setup. Everything is set up to try and give you power to try and take it back from you. So, young rappers, young entrepreneurs, young brothers, y'all better understand right now from what's going on. You better learn who your circle is and who you're around. Because 20 years from now, this is what they'll try and do to you. The only blessing with y'all is y'all actually have cameras and video footage. But the way these people are sick and twisted, they can spin that around too and say and turn that into a crime recording or something. So it's always a mind fuck. I'm yet to see what's going on, but I just think it's weird of the timing of this and how everybody is popping out. And what disgusted me the most is Fox News ran it, News Nation ran it, and I know damn well that if a 14-year-old accused Hunter Biden of this stuff or certain other political figures of this stuff, they would never run the story. But they ran the story. And, you know, I just think it's quite funny and quite odd.
Yeah, man. This whole thing is sort of nuts. I don't follow too tough, but one thing I will tell you, man, like these people know about the effects of trauma. Like they really understand the science behind this. There's a program called MK Ultra, which I'm sure you've heard of, that was built on that science of how trauma affects the human mind and how humans are able to be fractured and splintered using trauma, and in many instances controlled. So when somebody who's been through traumatic events recounts these events, um, decades later, then, like I said in that response, I would expect inconsistencies. Like, I'm not going to expect them to be able to recount verbatim and, without any sort of flaws.
Right.
By nature of the fact that they've been traumatized. So that's not surprising to me. The thing is, man, is that this stuff is normalized in American culture. Like, you gotta understand, like, trauma is, everybody's been exposed to it. It's a form of mass control. That's how they control us, is through the use of trauma. Because otherwise, why would they be showing you, for instance, why would they make money off of showing you images of humans mutilating other humans?
Right.
Right? That's a form of trauma. I remember we used to go to those, like, those movies where, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday 13th, where they was chopping people up, whatever. But you would always laugh, right? That was how you got through those movies. You'd laugh when you saw people get chopped up. But
Yeah.
what you're doing subconsciously is you are basically normalizing that trauma, that form of trauma, which is, to me, is insane. But anyway, like, I do agree with you to a certain extent about them coming after the black elite, so to speak, because billionaire and my name is Sean right now, I'm scared in America, especially if I'm black. If I'm white, I might feel a little bit more comfortable. But if I'm black and I'm a billionaire, my name is Sean right now, I'm looking over both shoulders.
Yeah.
Coming at me.
And it's their attempt to try and destroy hip hop too, because of how far it came.
Right, yeah, no question. But this is a classic case of, man, when you lay down with, you know, lay in bed with fleas, you go get chicks, whatever. Yo, this is, they emulated. These guys didn't invent what they did, or what they allegedly have done. They didn't invent that.
Right.
They didn't start that.
Right.
They just fallen in line with what they were introduced to.
Right.
You know? That's the nature of the business that they were in.
And I know it's slime ball stuff because I heard Jay-Z's songs in the background at the boxing match this weekend and other things. It's like, this is your attempt to win. They try and play his song. Y'all say, I don't play it no more. But I never forget Benny Marconis or whatever his name back in the 80s when you was young. The name of his song was She's Just 16 Years Old. She's into the, they say, where was the, imagine somebody making that now, and that song still gets plays on YouTube. The name of the song.
Man, that's replete in the music industry. It's replete with references to other, like Sweet 16. That's Chuck Berry, man. Chuck Berry, Sweet 16. You got a bunch of different songs where there's this one song. I wasn't even thinking in those terms, but like that's all they referred to in the songs back in the day was, you know, young girl, Sweet 16. Like I said, you know,
right.
That's what. Man, that was a different era, man. Like you said, you can't think like that nowadays.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but it's just funny to me that they decide when they want to make something a certain thing. You know, I remember on Mace's album when he was the last song, he said, "I really want to mess you," and he was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yo, son, that was says that's." He was like, "Yo, son, she said she was 19. That girl was not 19, son." He was like, "Yo, how you know?" It's like, I followed her. I followed her to school, yo. I followed her. She was not 19, yo. She was probably 15 or 16. And then Mace was like, yo. And then the song goes, I really want to mess with you. I really want to get impregnated by you. Like, I remember that shit. I remember one of Jay-Z's lyrics back in 97 when he said, I'm on the dance floor with this hot ass vest. He was like, y'all think I'm digging these chicks, right? Trying not to brush against their chest. Get a lawsuit for shit like that. I feel stressed. This right after Big died. And even after that, Jigga hit me over my head with a champagne bottle. Can he buy me a car? So like when they doing these things, I'm listening to Jay's lyrics. I remember the age I was at, and I was like, Jay was always the person who was like talking about that shit almost 30 years ago about how this shit go. So I know him being the type of nigga he was, and it being the year 2000 when they was on top of the world. I just the way he moved, I'm just sitting there thinking in the back of my head, like, yeah, you know, all right, whatever, B. But like I like how Dr. Umar said it. It was just like, you know, the father already came out and said, I don't recall any of these events. Who was this limo driver? How was this 13-year-old able to get in these parties? It was just a who was this friend? Who was this clerk at the gas? It's just a lot of shit. And my biggest thing is first you put Diddy in it to see if you can get some money. Then you said, all right, now I'm gonna throw Jay-Z in it. And I just hope everybody getting money right now understand it's a setup because they're only coming after you to try and ruin hip hop. They don't like that we made something that the whole world loves and wants to be like. So they want to destroy the legacy. But as you heard me say, you sing the song "She's Just 16 Years Old," and the dude who made it, when he made that song, he was like in his late 30s, early 40s, in the early 80s when he made that song. So I just think that's kind of odd.
Hey man, like I said, man, that's been part of the music lore forever. They've always sung about it. It's just that now it's taboo.
Right.
You can go back to the earliest track And they always want me about sweet young things, man.
Right,
That's
right.
common thing.
Well, I just think it's funny too because if y'all can go back, all you like the one chick who said like when 50 posted the other day, like the one chick who tried to say Rick James did something to her in the 70s. 50 Cent was like, "Come on, you bitches is just ridiculous." Like with this shit, you suing the estate. It's like these motherfuckers just run like these motherfuckers just run out of ideas. And my thing is this, MJ. Now that we can transition into something else, is like, why don't none of y'all chicks ever decide to date Tyrone or the nigga that'll rub your feet? That's the manager at Walmart. Why do y'all like to get train ran on y'all, cheeks clapped out, back blown out by a dude who got four chicks already, playing the NBA, playing the NFL? He's a hustler, he's a baller, he's a rapper, he's an athlete. Even when I was on college campus, y'all all wanted to smash the Division One athletes, the big time dudes y'all seeing on ESPN every week. Let them do any and everything to y'all, and the one nigga that'll take y'all out to Buca de Beppo to eat, y'all do some sucker shit to him. So on my hand is I'm tired of these chicks with no accountability, and when you don't get what you want, it's a problem. And these politicians play into it because all it does is make them richer. Like you said when we was talking about boxing the other day, you got all this money, but you ain't got no power. The people with power, they just manipulating the system. You know how many mother effing people they say Joe Biden untouched? You know how many people they say Bill Clinton raped MJ? Come on, bruh. Not and these ain't no faintly testimonies. This ain't. These are like women who came forward that was like this happened when I was in a room alone with him, grown man. Not some chick that popped up when she was 13 and then she ain't got no witnesses. It's hardcore evidence and hardcore witnesses. Monica Lewinsky had to get the damn underwears out and to find his DNA on it. It's just a lot. It's just like it just flabbergasts me who they try and flip it on. And I always say to myself, when they trying to feed you, when they running that headline that some 13-year-old accused Jay-Z of something 24 years ago, what the fuck you think some dirtbag politician did 24 years ago?
Yeah, but them dirtbag politicians got real power, man.
I know. I know. But it's like the same thing we talked about earlier in the podcast. It's the old bait and switch. You feed me this, but what the fuck really going on?
Yeah, and the thing about it, like I said, this is nothing new because this is a tried and true formula, man. They've been using the so-called honeypot formula or
MJ, if it popped up tomorrow, Mass Tuck Sports or whatever is a billionaire, I guarantee you some bitch will come out of nowhere, and I don't even play it. It'll be men and women that'll testify.
Right.
They'll be like, "Yeah, I remember back in the day, I was hearing this nigga farted in my face," or some shit.
But when I say this is a tried and true formula, you know they use the same thing on Dr. King, right?
Yeah, they tried to say, "Oh, he's smashing this chick and that kid." Matter of fact, they were so mad with Malcolm. They was like, "What do? We don't have nothing on him. He's faithful. He doesn't cheat on his wife. He prays 5 times a day. He's a religious Muslim. What do we have on him?" You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with JFK.
But see, the thing about it is that we know the history, but we'll act like we don't. Like I have a thing. Like I just think that excess power, excess money, it almost it transforms and changes people, man. It doesn't allow.
It does, and you know what's scary? I'm not that like I just never was that type of person. Like if I see a dude that came from my neighborhood and he did something with it, and I was just driving the SEPTA bus, or in your word, if I was just driving the MARC train or the Amtrak, or it just had like a radar, I'd just be happy for a nigga to do something amazing. I just was never the type of person to sit back and be like the nigga in Belly eating a banana saying I don't like that shit. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-hate in our community, man.
It's a lot of self hate, and as you said, it be the shorties that be the worst. They running around not getting checked. They don't have no agenda, don't have no family. They got baby daddy here and there. The neighborhoods are shit because y'all shooting and fighting and y'all acting like the women. Y'all have no male examples. Y'all don't know how to do stuff considerably rationally. Most importantly, like I said, when I was on YouTube, I just was looking at a young brother. He's a college football player, and him and his girl. Nobody could even read what him and his girl said. If you look at the clip, it was no longer than 5 seconds. And for the last month, nobody talked about how they beat Oklahoma State's ass 52-0. But they're all talking about him and his girl. You need to get rid of your girl. You need to get that like, and get rid of my girl and what? Be like you niggas that don't have no girl, don't have no family. Like do you see what I'm saying, MJ?
No, but that's part of a broader context, and it's a symptom. Like this is all part and parcel to a breakdown of the family, whether you know it or not. Like really, what triggered all of this is you got this ongoing beef right now between black men and black women.
Yeah, it's evident, and one, and there's some dudes, even like me and others that went to college, but they ain't gonna sit around. They're not gonna shit on black women. They're not gonna talk bad about black women. But at the same time, if they grew up in that environment, they're not saying they don't like black women. They saying they want to marry a woman who wants a family and wants to. And back to the Buka de Beppo joke, that's the shit I seen in college where y'all want to get dug out by these dudes, and then after y'all done had 4,000 trains running, y'all expect. I got an example for it. Y'all expect Jeff, who had the black brother who had the engineering major, to just take you and marry you. Meanwhile, I hate to say it, some dorky white chick, some dorky Asian chick, some dorky Latina chick, she just liked you for you, and y'all was in the class together. She studied with you, and y'all went and built a house, got great credit, a family, and everything else. Because the young black brothers seen when they was growing up, it was no damn families around. It was very few MJs around in my neighborhood. So when I look over, I want to be like MJ. I want to have the wife and the kids, and a nice house and a good job. I don't want to be the dude who going back and forth with this chick who can't stop messing with this dude who in and out of jail, and then all of a sudden once you didn't had Pookie, Ray, JJ, Jay Williams, this dude who used to play here, this dude who used to hustle here, this dude who used to be friends with this dude who rap here. After you been ran through, and you was once the bad chick. Why do you expect me? I'm supposed to just pick you up after you done had that thing dusted and disgusted and clapped up a million times. Like this shit don't make sense. But I can get this one chick who's been in class with me and she understands the value of family, grew up with her father, and I want to get married and I want to have kids. And that's what's sad is and then when it gets to this stage, they start doing like what Clarissa Shields said. You don't like black women. No, I don't like women who don't understand the value of themselves and the value of a man and the value of family. You can't use people don't like black women. Every black dude I know like pussy. Like excuse my language. Like people say, oh black men like pussy. It's the reason why when you see these white girls or these other girls, they got a shape on their ass. They're like, she ain't black, but I'll go with that. That shit all right. It's because black men like pussy. It don't have nothing to do with your ethnicity. So if you have the same moral values, there's no problem. Now there's some down to earth sisters that understand the problem. I've seen a lot of them speak out, but I would say 75% of these bras are lost in the sauce, and they want to argue, and it's just like brother. It's like me and you talk about MJ. If we see a problem, we're not going to repeat the same mistake. People get mad at me like they get mad at you and say, why you don't hang out with this family or why you fool. If I see something, I'm not going to repeat that mistake. I'm not going to bring my kids around it. I'm not going to be around it because it's repeating the same stupid ass process. You have to start fresh and you have to start something similar. You notice in the NFL when black dudes don't talk to this family member, that family member, the media makes a big deal about it. But when Aaron Rodgers don't want to talk to his mama, you don't hear shit about it.
Yeah, how about that? How about that? Flip the script on.
So.
Nah, this whole family breakdown thing right now, Corey, it's getting to a critical level. And the most disappointing thing is nobody's really talking about it. You know, nobody's
Nope.
really Nobody's really addressing this. Like, everybody's on generational wealth. Well, what generations are you building wealth for? If you not, because whether you know it or not, kids nowadays are not about having families. They're not about trying to have no big families and having
Nope.
no generation. So
But
I
before
don't
you
know how
go,
much hope.
MJ, and before you go though, before you get into it, have you ever personally heard a black dude say, "I don't like black women"?
Me personally,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. And me personally, I've never heard it. I've been all over the
Yeah, me
country.
personally, no.
Black dudes
But
react to their circumstances. So if they marrying something else, it's something else they see. But I've never in my life heard a brother say, "I don't like black women," or "I'm not
right,
attracted to black women."
no. If anything, it's not a diss on black women per se. It's on black women behavior. Um,
Thank you.
right? That's the indictment. Like, no, we love sisters, man. There's no more beautiful woman on the planet than a black. You can find a black woman basically in any hue, shape, size, dimension that you want. Like, you really don't have to go outside of the black race. You can find a black Caucasian woman, literally.
Right, right.
so, so
She can
it
be
has
mixed.
nothing to.
She can be a little lighter. She can have French mint, like whatever you want is literally there. But it's the word behavior.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the fact that in a lot of instances we've we've adopted and assimilated the majority culture's view on what a family structure should be and how we should move, and we've abandoned our home, and that has caused a rift, I believe.
Yeah, and as I said before, every YouTube channel is about gossip, 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 gossip. You say this is a setup, you say this is racism, but nobody's trying to form communities, nobody's trying to form townships, nobody's saying how do we get see, here's the difference that I know between black and white people. White people look at their favorite entertainers as entertainers. That's it. They'll buy a shirt from them. They'll like them if they have the same political stance, but they don't worship them. Black people is like it's almost like they'll sit there and they'll hear a celebrity say something. It's like they don't even hear like what you saying. And then black people is as much as white people like Eminem, he starts saying something stupid about Trump and it disagrees with their agenda, they'll just delete it and just be like, all right, I don't care. And if he say something, I won't release none of my album. Like Justin Timberlake the other day said, since you voted for Trump, I won't release none of my albums in the United States. I'll take them all with me to UK. Like, do you think white people really gave a shit about that, or they just went on about they doing what they doing?
Right, exactly.
Like it's just it's crazy. It's like talking about like the only people who sit around all day long, MJ, talking about somebody else's relationship is somebody who doesn't have their own relationship. All them
Right.
comment sections, I be seeing brothers respond to them, and it'd be funny. But let me ask you a question: you all in the Jay Z, you all in the Jaguar, right? You all in Travis Hunter. Do you have a man? Are you married? How many baby fathers you got? And it's funny when you see someone saying, I got two baby fathers, I got this, I say, that's the shit I'm talking about. Do you know why white people who bought Jay Z's album not in that comment section and they don't care? Because they went to college, they got married, they're talking about what vacation they want to take their kids on. They talking about what lake house they want to buy. They talking about what vacation home they want to do. They talking about what they want to get their passport stamped. They talking about I always wanted to do this or I always wanted to do that. I'm working on this. Hey, I always wanted to build this huge garage with this in the back of it. I always wanted to create this. I always wanted to do that. Hey, babe, like these motherfuckers are out living their life. Y'all take all that time to talk about what comes in the dark comes to light. The funniest shit to me, MJ, is all these people that talk to this shit. If you was to really go through their life personally, you'll be flabbergasted the shit they did or the people they know did shit just as similar. But you won't hear commenting on somebody because they celebrity and they got money. But you won't go fix your own neighborhood or the own people around you.
Yeah, man. And then you got to remember, man, most of our people we on a paper chase. You know what I mean? Like when there's a real disconnect and a delusion with a lot of people when it comes to the internet. They think the internet is a real place. Like,
they do.
They don't understand that the internet is a virtual place. It's not a real place, right? So the ability to manipulate people on the internet is
It's crazy.
It's like infinite. Yeah, exactly.
Eventually they gonna pass. Like me and you were joking in. Eventually they gonna pass a law saying where you're able to sue somebody because it be so many times where you do sit in the room and he sue. He'll sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come up with this line, that line," and then a lot of it is fishing. That's why I said if this shit that comes out with Jay-Z is true and it shows that this lawyer was just fishing, he should lose his law license and there be some serious consequences with it because that's really what people be doing. They be fishing, and the thing they be fishing about, they be saying this about another person, and the reason they say it about another person is why, MJ, is because that's some shit that they would do. So they're dirtbag people, and they think that other people are dirtbag people. So they salty that they couldn't make it somewhere. So they try to bring their dirtbagness on other people.
Yeah, but make no mistake, man. Like they're never going to take or sanction a lawyer for, you know what I mean, for using.
No, it's too much money.
Trickery or.
Yeah, it's too much money. It's too much money. Yeah, it's money.
Like, yeah.
It's a capitalistic, slime ball society, and I just think it's funny that it was a situation I read the other day. MJ, this dude was convicted of raping this chick, right? Back in the day, whatever it is, I don't know if it was sexual assault, if he spiked a drink or whatever. He does the 14 years in jail, right? He gets out of jail, MJ, after 14 years. He wins the lottery. The bitch, or the chick looks up and sees that the man won the lottery, and then she goes and sues him for his lottery winnings. Now, he already paid his debt to society for what you said he did to you. What kind of shit is that?
Dang. That's foul.
So to me, it's just like, if that's why I said, like, if y'all are going to sit there and say that one, and it'd be funny too. I seen somebody in the comment section today. They was talking. It was some dude who was a pimp in Seattle, and it was like, yeah, he should be getting 40 years instead of 15. This is weak. This and that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, motherfucker, you want somebody who was a pimp and it was with girls willingly who was working with him to get 40 years, yet y'all sentencing motherfuckers to jail for who are killing people for 20 years? You motherfuckers are retarded. Like you said with that trauma stuff, it's like motherfuckers don't have logic in their punishment or nothing like that. They just go overboard, and then I hate the hypocrisy of people because as soon as something similar happened to them, the first thing, what do they say out of their mouth, MJ? Oh, that's different. Like, no, it's not different. Huh?
Yep, exactly.
No, that ain't different, nigga. That's the same thing. You wanna over punish everybody else, and when it come to you, you wanna say that's different. Nah, that it don't work like that.
Yeah. Rules for me, but not for thee.
Yeah, like that shit is crazy, bro. It like when I sit back and I look at this, and I just said we cannot live in a society, MJ, where somebody can just be sitting in their room and be like, I'm gonna make up a lie and then get money. Like we the only people. Lil Boosie said one time some chick said she raped him in St. Louis, and he literally was in Atlanta and had a concert at the same time. And then when he figured that out, they figured that out. They was like, "Oh, my bad," but nothing happened to the girl. Do you know what the crime is in South Korea for false accusations?
What's that?
10 years in prison.
Right.
And that's an ally of us. Do you know why? Do you know why them South Koreans do that shit? Because they want their women to have accountability. In the Muslim world, in Saudi Arabia, if you actually caught raping a chick and they got like stuff where you actually gang raped it, they'll either cut your head off or they'll strip you naked and they'll lash you in public. But if it's a situation where they read it and they see everything that's going on, the first thing the Saudi authorities are going to tell the girls, like, well, hold the fuck up. What you doing going to any man's house that ain't your family member or your husband? Mm-hmm. So guess what? That's what I'm saying. So what do the girls do if they know they doing stuff over in them countries? I ain't gonna say nothing. I know what the fuck I was doing, so I ain't gonna say nothing. We
Yeah,
we
that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
we
Good
don't
point.
we don't have no accountability.
Mm-hmm.
MJ a billionaire tomorrow. You know, back in Virginia Union, there was one time I feel like MJ gave me a hug and he groped me a little bit. Word?
Let's go get him.
That's the shit I'm talking about. Yo, you can't make this shit up. MJ, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. This chick went in this room with the quarterback and one of the linebackers. I was working the front desk. Got her cheeks clapped in the next week. Said nothing. Went home the next day or whatever. Yo, her boyfriend, who she wanted to marry because she know he's a simp, he's an engineering major. He found out that she was doing this. Somebody told somebody. She tried to switch it into they forced me to. Luckily, when I was young, they had cameras and they showed people willingly her coming in. They saw her face when she came in. They saw her face when she came out. They saw the short shorts she had on. And to me, I just feel like you men need to get more. You American men need to get self esteem and hold women accountable. That's why these even South Korea is our ally compared to North Korea. But they know that they're not going to have their women be trashed because they know the problems that it can cause. We,
Mm-hmm.
we have a problem in society in America where we'll let our women be trashed and we'll actually reward simp behavior. And it's okay if you like a chick, but you got to say, hey, I like you, but I ain't doing this simp shit with you. If you want to be with so and so or whatever you did in the past, you did in the past. That's on you. But don't sell me victimhood because the dude who will give you flowers, the dude who want to take you out on a date, that's not what you wanted. You wanted the other shit. I'm gonna give you one more story, MJ. It's a person I went to high school with. They were a college athlete. They dated a brother who played many years in the NFL. The brother who played many years in the NFL, I ain't gonna lie, he did slap her up a couple times. She left. She broke up with him. It was another dude I went to high school with. He ended up going to the NFL. She all of a sudden likes him and wants to date him. Now that he's in the NFL. But the whole time we was in high school, she wasn't interested in him. She was getting her back blown out by some of the, it was some of the white dudes I was cool with, but she was getting her back blown out by some of the white dudes that was the starting quarterbacks and the linebackers. I lived in the Midwest. It's a football state, so the high school football town. Once I got sent down there from my neighborhood to stay out of trouble, everything's about that. And these dudes wasn't no lame regular dudes. They went on to like Harvard, Yale, Amherst, schools like that had good financial shit. The point I'm trying to make, it was a pretty sister, a very pretty, like an exotic sister. She was mixed with little things, had very like light hazel eyes. She wasn't interested in this dude in high school. Now that he's in the league, now she's interested in him. Then even after that, a dude I was cool with who played college basketball with me at a Division I school, I hooked him up with her. She dated him or messed around with him for a minute, or whatever. Making a long story short, after all this, about 5, 10 years later, MJ, she dating some dorky dude who got like a computer science job. And I personally feel bad for the brother, but I ain't gonna say it because we have mutual friends. I want to say to him like, dog, you can do better than that. But if you don't know her and you see she's still pretty and she did play college athletics, so she kept a good shape on her. You don't know what's the miles that's been put on her. But you thinking you some dorky, he's some black dorky engineer dude. He ain't athletic and none of that stuff. This probably a dream girl catching him. He ends up being with her. Obviously, they got a kid, but like that be the shit I'm talking about. A dude that ain't a super square that's like me or you, we ain't going for that shit. I ain't just picking. I'm not scooping up nobody's leftovers. If it's a chick that maybe had a past with some dude out in Seattle, she had one boyfriend or something like that. She learned her lesson. She moved on. That's one thing. But when I know you've been, what I'm saying, who you been giving it up to, and now all of a sudden, now I'm good. You see what I'm saying? Like now I'm good enough to date after everybody else is good. Like you see what I'm saying?
So who is the who's the
The simp is the dude, but he don't know no better because it's like he's a computer science major, but he don't know her past. He don't know who she been with, and he just thinking I got this fine.
Oh, okay.
I just got this
Okay,
fine
so you saying
exotic
he
black
don't
chick.
know her past?
He don't know her past, but I do because
Yeah.
some of the circle of friends we all still hung around. But he don't know that I know that she dated this person in high school, dated this person, she dated this dude that used to be in the NFL. She wanted to date somebody I used to be cool with once he got to the NFL, but even he went when he was we was in high school together, she wouldn't give him the time of day. Then she dated my man who played basketball overseas. And then once the pro athlete route ran out and the word got out about her, she went and got Mr. Computer Science Technology from an HBCU. It was just like, wow, this is an exotic, beautiful, black looking chick. He don't know how many miles is on that thing. He just happy to get a hot wife.
Yeah, man. That's a problem. That's a definite problem, bro. Whatever your logic was that you came to the conclusion that she was the one. You got some flawed logic, bro.
He don't know though. He just a dork with a degree. He don't know that she been with this dude and that dude and that. It's just like he don't know.
Oh man, you got to know, man. You got to.
Cause the dude, listen. This chick is in a Midwest state now, right? That's where she went to high school at, right? The dude she dated that was in the NFL. It was in a southern state. I'll just say it was in Florida. All right, and then the other dude who I was cool with, he was from the Midwest state that I got sent to when I got in trouble. But then once he got to the NFL, he was like, I ain't messing with her now. I'm good. I can get. Think about it, these chicks kill me with this. Now you in the league, and some chick from high school want to tell you like, I always thought you was cute. Like, excuse my language. They're like, bitch, all these chicks I can fuck now. What the fuck do you think I want to fuck with you for?
God, this is how you get got, right? Like most Def told you in Miss Fat Booty, right?
Right.
Any chick that you see that that it is looking like that, and baby girl got all the right weaponry, I'm looking at her skeptically. Like, you know what I mean? You got to look at it with a side eye, because like, hold on, I ain't the only one looking at this. I know.
Right, and it'd be crazy. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you now all of a sudden, a dude in high school, you wasn't giving the time of day. He in the league now. He's cute. After the other dude in the league is done with you, then my man, who played pro ball overseas, he with you. I'm just the one guy that's the friend that know about her, but I'm not gonna hate on the dude when she bring her to the cookout and be like, yo, she been with this and that, and I'm just like, I am. I just got my shoulders show like, that nigga look happy. I ain't gonna fuck up his thing, and that's that's what he want. That's what he want because if you don't know her and she fine as a mother effer, you just like I got a fine chick.
Man, that's why you gotta look out for the fine ones. The fine ones come with too much trouble, man. Too much trouble, bro. Get you a good girl.
That's I tell these dudes all the time. I say, find the girl that likes you or loves you.
Right. Yeah, get you a good girl, man. And if she got a BBL, you best to run the other way.
Yeah, that's the other crazy shit. That's another thing. Like when I sent you that video of let me let you touch on this real quick before we get out of here. When in the 90s and the 80s, it was cool to have a fine black chick if she was skinny, if she was tall, if she was thick, light skin, light brown skin, Puerto Rican, chocolate deluxe, like Wu Tang said, butter pecan. Like it was cool to just like the chick that you liked. Why now do all of them think they need to look like a cartoon character with butt injections?
That is a product. Again, man, this is all programmed. This is all predicated on a female's access to Western media and propaganda. Like, literally, like you said, there's a prototype. All these chicks are following. It's a prototype. You gotta have duck lips, and you gotta have the little ant butt.
It's retarded. It's retarded. It's a dude that really looked at me crazy. He was like, "You don't like her?" I was like, "Nah, I don't like her, dog." I was like, "She got too much makeup on." I was like, "Her fingernails are over the top." I was like, "She got a weave." Like, I don't know what she looked like. And then and
Now,
then
most people are going to attribute this to one person, right? They're going to say it's the KK effect. I'm not going to say her name.
Lil
They're
Kim or
going to say
Nicki Minaj, yeah.
they're going to say
But
exactly. They're
even
going
Little
to say
Kim and Nicki Minaj, when we was growing up, they would wear that shit, but then you would see them in an interview with regular shit on.
but the thing about it, bro, like when we were coming up, I don't even like them chicks wasn't really. They had to be made into like desirable sex symbol type. Like nobody. I mean, they looked alright, but nobody really was checking for them
That's
girls
what
like
I
that.
be telling everybody. Everybody was like, "So what you thought?" I said, "Yo, honestly, the chick I would like to marry is the chick that look like MC Light. Personally,
Yeah.
that's the joint I would want. I want MC Light. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? I like the a meal from the Rock. It was a couple of chicks. You know, but like that's who I liked. I didn't like these, because I seen this one chick with dreads and she had a natural, she had a French manicure. He was like, "You like her?" I was like, "I love her." I was like, "I know what she looked like. She looked clean." I said she ain't got a bunch of makeup on, and she just chill. I don't want over the top with. I don't want to come through the Vegas lobby hotel with a chick with a crazy wig on, tits hanging all out, cheeks hanging all out, nails all over the place, and then I'm walking and every nigga just staring at her in like a leather suit walking through. Like that's corny
how
to me.
about that? How about that? I mean, it's disgusting, man. I like this is anti-family behavior. That's what I would call it. This is not the type of women that are conveying that they are looking to start families, right? Women,
Thank you.
right? Am I wrong with that
Did you
assessment?
hear the one? Did you hear the one shit where they said Cardi B cheated while she was pregnant or something on some? In the back of my mind, I also have a problem with these brothers, or so I should say, not brothers, but niggas. You are a disgusting nigga when your self esteem is so low that you'll fuck a pregnant chick that's another man. Like, it's sickening. Like, our self esteem, you wonder why we getting killed. And, like, black men don't have, like, very few black men have your mentality, MJ, where they have self worth and self value. Like I did, can you touch on like where that's come from? Like, what's up with that, bro?
I think again, this all goes back to the family. Everything goes back to the family, man. The family is the foundation of our existence here. And they figured this out a long time ago. This is why our country has been destabilized because they figured out when you have an environment that promotes and protects and progresses families that build strong communities, that cannot be controlled outside. It can only be controlled from within. And that is frightening to
Yeah,
this type of society.
yeah,
It's frightening, man.
they try to destroy the nuclear family.
Yeah, and so what you have now, you're seeing when they destroy the family, they destroy the self-esteem within our women.
And the men too.
And well, of course, the men
Self
as well.
respect.
Yep, no self-respect, no self-esteem. Your whole
Like when we
being.
was young, even the criminals and the people who did stuff, they knew they had enough respect to be like, I'm not gonna do that when the kids around, or they was like low key. These motherfuckers now, they just don't care. Like you would see women when I was younger, they wouldn't wear certain stuff during the day, and these chicks from the block in Germantown. But if you peeped outside at 11 p.m. on, like, you know what I'm saying, on New Year's Eve or 4th of July, you see they wearing something totally different when the kids, because it was like when you was growing up still in the late 80s, where it's like when it's dark, you got to come in the house. Your mom call your house, it's time to get done playing. And you would notice that chicks wouldn't even wear certain stuff unless they went outside. Now you get up at 6, 7 in the morning, go to Pathmark, MJ, and they got the shit on that should only be wearing at 3 a.m.
No, I was getting tired the other week, last Friday. It was two chicks in their bonnets and pajamas.
Yo, that's some other shit. Don't get me started with the Jiffy Pop bag. That shit is on some other shit.
Man, I looked at them. I looked at them girls. All I did was shook my head. I ain't say nothing to them because they was youngins, and I knew it had been. You know what I mean? It had been an issue. I ain't say nothing. I was like,
I was talking to my mom because she wear one of them damn hats, but she'll never wear it outside the house. She'll when she go outside the house, she may wear like a older lady scarf, or she'll just put a hat on, or she'll just put her hair up or whatever. Because she never got into the weave thing, so she does dreads and braids. But the fact that these chicks will come outside in a Jiffy Pop bag on their head and a nightgown, like remember when we was young, like when people went outside to the store, Miss So and So, Miss Lucy, or Miss whoever, she got dressed up real quick and she's put on something nice and like decent, and then she went outside.
man, look, there was a certain amount of self-respect that our community was known for back in the day.
Yeah.
You weren't gonna see no women, even if they was just doing a quick run to the grocery store.
Right.
They wasn't gonna go out of the house dressed a certain way. It just wasn't happening. But that's like now there are no rules.
There's no rules, and then there's no man in the house to tell you what are you doing?
Fact. Yeah, that's real right there.
We can close it out with this section right here. There was a dad that got arrested, or they got mad at him for giving his daughter an ass whooping because she was 14 years old and she went outside the house in short shorts and half of her butt cheek was showing. He told her to put some clothes on, and they will. Just like this one rapper that got locked up, and Quavo from the Migos, he not with this chick no more. He said her name was Karuchi. All he said was like, "Why don't you just tell your girl to put some damn clothes on?" Like I don't know why y'all think take. Just like when they go to these Muslim countries and all these Americans be trying to say like the Iran dude said that I sent you an interview on. They all be trying to say, "Well, you need to be more moderate and this and that." And I said the best. I said more moderate shouldn't mean taking their damn clothes off or getting rid of their culture. So more moderate means maybe more women in jobs, technology. Everybody have computers. Everybody have access to education and entertainment and everything they want. But I hate how they try and say moderate. Well, what that really means is you just want them dudes to have their women take their clothes off so you can look at them, nigga. And that ain't what that ain't in their culture. And he said y'all have a problem with people who have a different culture than y'all. Now, y'all trying to force y'all Western culture on everybody, and y'all Western culture is fucked up.
Hey, the fact of the matter is, everybody knows outside of us, the West is in decline. Everybody knows it. Yeah. Everybody sees it. This is why you see things jumping off the way they're jumping off. Because the U.S. is a paper tiger now. Everybody realizes it.
Yeah. And like you said in that one show, when people used to come over here, they used to tell motherfuckers, you gotta assimilate. They ain't doing that with these motherfuckers no more.
They ain't doing that no more. They taking over. They bring it in, and they insert in their own culture.
Yeah, and that shit ain't supposed to be American culture. You come over this motherfucker, you assimilate. And that's why China just banned effeminate men on TV. And people saying, oh, they're oppressing men. No, China see what's going on in America, and them niggas said, nah, you ain't fucking my country up.
They already got a problem with repopulation in China, man. They already messed their society up by only allowing people to have one birth.
Right, and you see what they came around to? They said, all right, now people can start having more than one again now because they see that what's going on.
Yeah, they come on, man. Like, who was the genius that came up with the idea of, oh, we got to stop people from having babies? Like, that's production. Your peoples are your wealth of your nation, man.
Right.
You're encouraging your people to have babies.
Right.
Not discouraging.
And China's so big, they got so much shit they can do. But that was when they was heavily dependent on us. Now they starting to build up. They like, nah, we about to separate. Bill Clinton said it recently. He said, well, the reason why we have immigration is because us as Americans are not having as many kids, so we're this and that. And my my biggest response was, well, then why don't you tell these bitches to start having families instead of telling them to have a dog? Like I seen one bitch the other day, MJ. She had the dog in the back seat with a seatbelt on and a car seat like it was a damn kid. It was just a single woman, short hair. This is like they've taught these motherfuckers to be selfish so much it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's nothing new, man. Like, the trail I ride, I be seeing people pushing dogs in baby strollers. Like, literally. Like, they got these little ass dogs in these strollers.
Oh, shit.
It's unreal, bro. Like, although, I will say the coolest thing I've seen on the trail is, I saw this white girl on a donkey cart. She was she had a little baby donkey, like one of them little donkeys, and she had a little cart hooked up on it. And she was riding the donkey. I was like, oh man, only a buoy, man, only a buoy.
Yo, it's crazy. When I seen her that, I said these girls is really running around.
But you know, that's how they. I know this might be off topic, but that's how they view dogs, man. These people view dogs like part of the family. Like I've seen ads and commercials where these people are calling dogs their kids' brothers and sisters. Your human brother. They're talking to their dog. Oh, your human brother. Or your human sister. And they're referring to their kids.
It's crazy.
And the dogs. And I'm like, what bizarre world are we in now?
My mom said it best. Some of these dogs have better lives than humans.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They be on TV, MJ, talking about, yo, nobody should eat processed food, this and that. They actually giving some of these dogs better food than they giving humans.
Oh, that's for sure.
They did a whole commercial about processed dog food and saying this can do this to your pet and this and that. And they be shooting them up with shots. And I asked my almost 100-some-year-old grandma, I said, what did y'all do? She said, shit, when people had dog back in the day, Corey, they gave them the food that we had. They just had the leftover food they had. They still lived 10 to 12 years.
Bro, this how bad it's got. Oh, we got a pit bull, right?
Yeah.
He said, because he usually, like you said, he usually feed him that dog food.
All right.
He said he gave his dog regular food.
Yeah.
And his dog started throwing up.
That's crazy.
Is that wild?
Yeah.
They didn't even eat regular food no
Yeah.
more.
It's crazy, bro. Like this shit is program after program after program, and you know, like you said, the war machine creates money. The constant chaos of the family creates problems. Some of the other shit we'll do that next time. We'll talk about how a lot of people had a problem with the whole transgender thing. I'll talk about that Riley Gaines, whatever her name is. But it was funny. I did see a post from hers, and I'll talk about it before she left. She saw some of the Muslim chicks with the burqa on that covered their face, and they said, and she goes in there and she says, "These are the women who feel oppressed now." And the first thing I started thinking to myself is like, "Hold on, chick. Why are you fucking with them? The transgenders and the Democrats are the one who took your national championship away from you in swimming. These chicks ain't said nothing to you. I ain't heard none of them come out and say that. Like I hate when people get a little power, they just start fucking with other people. And in the back of my head, the first thing I thought was like, hey, bitch, look, if you want to take your clothes off and you want to walk around half naked, that's on you. But stop trying to make everybody else do it. And then when you do it, you try and make up all these other reasons and lies to make it seem like they're a bad person because they don't want to do what you want to do. You want to do that? Do it.
Yeah, definitely don't expect us to fall in line and do as told when you want some deviant type shit. Because that's the one thing about the black community, man. It seems like we've lost our independence. Like
yeah,
we were known for setting trends, not following them.
Following trends, yeah.
Do that no more.
Yeah, like when I seen that girl come on there, and I'm just like, hold up, your fight was with Democrats and them letting men win in women's sport. Why are you messing with a whole group of women just because they cover up? If you want to wear a bikini and swim, go do your thing. Why the fuck are you worried about other people?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
that's the shit I be talking about. Like they made this one chick, they wouldn't let her run in her state championship because she was Muslim and she had a hijab on. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, well, the shit definitely ain't gonna make her faster if she got more shit on her body. Like that's not a like if your daughter want to wear short runner shorts and her thighs be all out, that's fine. And but if somebody else don't want to, and they just so happen to kick your ass, and they got a full jogging suit on and a scarf, what's the problem?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So it's like you said, like I said earlier, we need a more moderate Muslim country. No, you mean you want them chicks to take their damn clothes off so you can get they do you notice them niggas always want to fuck somebody else bitch, excuse my language. I know we on air, but you know they always want to fuck with somebody else's girl, but then you come to their culture, they want to make sure you they can kill you over touching theirs. That shit be funny to me.
For real.
Y'all motherfucker then colonized this country, that country, India, the Pacifics with the Samoan Islands, through Australia, Tasmania, Brazil, Africa, y'all all want to touch somebody else's damn women, but then when somebody touch y'all women, y'all want to come up with all type of crazy laws.
Yeah, it's just bug, man. It's just bug.
So yeah, this was a good episode, man. Like I'm glad you touched up on the American family. The shit that's going on in Syria, as we first saw, we both started laughing as soon as we seen it, and it's just circle jerk bullshit over and over again.
Over
And
and over.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately, people don't see it. And you know, just like the chick Sexy Red, I thought she was gonna be a red bone. It's just some chick with a red wig and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's just stupid stuff. And it's just like that's not that should not be the black woman's playbook. Like it should be some chicks that got a perm. It should be some chicks that got braids. Some chicks that got dreads. Some that do their hair like this. Some that have a fro. Yo, you see that joint on Peacock where Kevin Hart and them do that series, that fight night thing, that fight night heist thing or whatever.
Nah, Peacock?
You on Peacock? Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm gonna send it to you when we get off here.
Okay.
It's actually funny. It's about the '70s, but yeah, broken families, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest problem. And the reason why you on here worried about Jay-Z, and the reason why you on here talking about a college kid and his girlfriend, is because you have no family to go home to yourself, or you're not trying to create or build one. That's a problem.
Big problem.
And that's all I got. If you got anything to add to that.
Nope, you said it best, my man.
So that's the Just Listen podcast. Some of y'all listen, some of y'all don't. But eventually, y'all figure out we know what the hell we talking about. And we out.